Hi, in today's video, I'm going to repair and refinish a number 372 table from the Cushman Company in Bennington, Vermont. Ready, set, here we go. So, there's a local customer who has a tabletop that's split right along the glue line, I think. So I'm going to head down there and pick it up. Okay, here's the parts. Okay, let's have a closer look at this table. So this is one of 3 pieces that are all from the same manufacturer, and that would be Cushman Colonial Creations in Bennington, Vermont. Now, this is obviously, this glue joint failed. So, and then this one over here, this also has failed. The base is solid, everything works fine. We're gonna take all of this apart. I'm gonna leave this together in one piece, but that same seam there has probably a 2-part epoxy here, which is not gonna come apart real easily, so I'm not sure how I'm gonna fix that up there. And the customer is looking for a complete strip and then a refinish with lacquer. So we have, this is interesting. I don't know if you can see this pattern here. Okay, it's like a repeating pattern. And then over here, let's see. See kind of a tiger stripey type thing going down there. So we'll see if that's still there when we take the finish off. There's more. Okay, we're gonna keep the patina on the hardware, take everything apart, sand everything down, put it back together, finish it up. Here we go. I was going to try to take the legs off of this, but they wouldn't come off, so I wasn't going to fight it. Thank you for watching this today. My name's Clayton. I fix stuff, I make stuff, mostly make stuff, but I like to fix stuff. Wife and I stumbled across a show called The Repair Shop years ago, and it's a really great program. So yeah, fixing stuff, I like to do it. Okay, let's get on with it. Thanks again. So here's the thing I found interesting on that glue joint. This one over here is pretty straight with a little bit of relief there. And if we go over here on the other side of the same board, look how much that's different. Wild, huh? I wanted to see how easily the finish would scrape off. Palm sander it is. You'll notice that I don't have anything protecting the tabletop surface from my workbench, and that's because every once in a while I go through and I make sure that this workbench is sanded smooth so that there's nothing rough that's sticking up or stuck to it. All right, so this crack here is epoxy glued back there. So my first thought was to tie this together and then cut it, but I think I'm just gonna mix up some more epoxy and then just put it in there with this thin blade as much as I can, clamp her together. There we go. Equal parts A and B. Supposed to mix that for like a minute. Okay, before we get too carried away with sanding the top, as you can see there's still a finish on this. We glued up the middle, we glued up this joint. Now we're going to glue up this joint. All I did was scrape these surfaces with a flat straight edge very lightly. I don't want to make them not straight, not parallel. So I just use a little bit of pressure to clean it up. The thing about sanding is you have to be committed to it. You have to just be ready to just put in the work until the job is done. Put some tunes on, listen to a podcast, whatever it takes. Just keep at it, and before you know it, you'll be done. Yay! So I used some tape to protect the finish on the first couple of corners, intersections. But I quickly found out that if you just do better sanding, you won't need that protection. Same with the chisel. You guys do know that folding your sandpaper in thirds gives you the maximum amount of coverage with the sandpaper and the maximum amount of control, right? Okay, everything's been sanded to 120. I'm going to squirt it with some water and stand the grain up before I knock it down with some 220. We're not getting it real wet, but just slightly damp. The yellowing that happens in the footage that you're watching happens inside the camera when it's recorded, and I have no idea how it happens, or I'm sure there's not even a setting for it. It's just probably a fluke, a gremlin, if you will. What you're seeing is me cleaning up the pieces and the tabletop with alcohol on a cloth. What you can't see, what you didn't see, is me changing out the filter in that air filter hanging above me and running it to clean the air as much as possible. This is the first coat of lacquer on raw wood. It's going to take quite a few coats to seal this and to build up a finish. I flipped that right over after doing the first coat on the inside of the piece, or the bottom of the piece, because I knew it was going to absorb into the wood, and the little pyramids that I'm setting it on weren't even going to make a mark in it. You're only going to see footage from the very first coat of this lacquer. You'll see the finish during the assembly process. Here we go. After building up a good finish, I wanted to treat it with some Howard feeding wax. I'm going to apply it, let it soak in for at least 20 minutes, rub off what's left, and then polish it. It's been well over the 20 minutes recommended, probably closer to an hour. Time to wipe off the extra and buff it out. The customer graciously allowed me to film the assembly in her house. So thank you so very much. Let's get there and get this put back together. The first thing we did was talk about how each side of the piece looked, and then compared that to how each piece of the table looked, and tried to come up with a design that was the best. This orientation, as it turns out, is the wrong way. The holes didn't line up on the middle hinge. That's why we changed it. It turns out it only went together one way. Remember that little oval tag, that metal tag that said Cushman? I wonder where it goes. Okay, that's where it goes. Because if it's not there, then it has to be here in this field right here. Unless it was outside on the edge of the table somewhere. Huh. Well, I guess we could put it in any old place then. Oh. I keep stepping on the screws right there. I think I found it. There's 2 holes right there. Even the slide hardware only went on there one way. Even the leg assembly only goes on one way. Well, there it is. What do you think? It turned out really nice. I really like the grain pattern on the leg. More importantly, the customer likes it. So thank you very much for watching today. I truly appreciate it. Remember, be nice to each other. And also, if you'd like me to make something custom just for you or to repair something and you're local, hit me up at www.claytonswoodart.com. Hit that contact page and we'll have a conversation about me making something custom just for you. Okay, bye now.